Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most iconic series in US coin history, the 50 state quarters. These coins were released by the US Mint from 1999 to 2008 to celebrate each of the 50 states, with each state getting its own unique design. But today, we're going to focus on the top 3 state quarters that stand out for their value, historical significance, and unique features. Let's jump into it. The 1776196 bicentennial quarter was issued by the United States Mint to celebrate the country's 200th anniversary of independence. To mark the occasion, the US Mint released a series of special coins, including a $50 and a dollar coin with new reverse designs. The bicentennial quarter was the first time in history that the reverse design of the quarter was changed for a special event. The reverse features a depiction of a drummer boy, symbolizing the American Revolution, with the Liberty Bell in the background. The new reverse design was created by artist Jack L.R., while the obverse, which shows a portrait of George Washington, remained the same as it had been since 1932. This design, created by John Flanagan, had been used on all quarters since then. The bicentennial quarter was the only year in which this reverse design was used, making it an important and unique piece of US coinage history. The bicentennial quarter is made of the same composition as other regular quarters minted around this time, consisting of 94.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. These specifications are the same as the standard Washington quarters produced in the years before and after 1976. The bicentennial quarter was minted in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the coins without a mint mark, while the Denver Mint placed a D mint mark on its coins, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins with an S mint mark. These minting locations can impact the coin's rarity and value, so it's important to be aware of where your quarter was produced. When it comes to the value of the bicentennial quarter, most of them are worth only face value, or around 25 cents if they've been heavily circulated. However, there are some exceptions. If you have a coin in uncirculated condition, it could be worth anywhere from $2 to $10, depending on its condition and grade. It's important to note that the value of a coin is heavily influenced by its state of preservation, so coins that are still in excellent condition with minimal wear will be more valuable than those that are worn or damaged. In addition to condition, the mint mark can also affect the value. For example, coins with the S mint mark, produced in San Francisco as part of the proof set, tend to have a higher value than coins from the other mints. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and are usually struck with higher quality standards, so they are often worth more. A proof bicentennial quarter in excellent condition can be worth anywhere from $5 to $15 or more. However, it's important to remember that the San Francisco Mint produced a large number of these coins, so even in top condition, their value will be limited compared to other rarer coins. Beyond mint marks and condition, there are a few rare variations of the bicentennial quarter that are especially valuable. One of the most sought after is the error coin, featuring a doubled date. Some 1776196 quarters were struck with a noticeable doubling of the date, making them a unique find for collectors. If you happen to have one of these error coins, you could be looking at a value between $50 and $200 or more, depending on the extent of the doubling and the overall condition of the coin. Another rare find could be a bicentennial quarter that was misstruck or features a minting defect. These types of coins are much harder to come by, but when they do surface, they can fetch higher prices at auctions or from collectors. These coins may be worth hundreds of dollars, and sometimes even more, if they exhibit significant defects or abnormalities in the design or strike. If you're interested in collecting bicentennial quarters, it's important to know how to preserve them properly. Keeping your coins in protective holders or cases can help prevent scratches, tarnish, and other damage that could affect their value. You should also avoid cleaning your coins, as this can lead to a loss in value. If you plan to invest in bicentennial quarters as part of a larger coin collection, it's essential to seek out coins that are in excellent condition, especially if you are interested in more valuable proof coins or error varieties. To sum it up, while the 1776196 bicentennial quarter might not be the rarest coin out there, it remains a significant piece of US history and a cherished collectible. Most of these quarters are worth face value or a little more, but those in exceptional condition or with rare minting errors can be worth much more. Whether you're just starting your collection or you're a seasoned coin enthusiast, this coin is a must-have, especially for anyone interested in commemorative US coins. Next, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter Dollar coin is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which the US Mint launched in 1999. The program's goal was to honor each of the 50 states by releasing 5 quarters per year, with each coin featuring a unique design representing that state. The Connecticut quarter was the fifth coin released in 1999, and its design celebrates Connecticut's rich history and significance. The reverse of the 1999 Connecticut quarter showcases the state's role in the founding of the nation. It features a design inspired by the charter oak, a historic symbol of Connecticut's independence. The design depicts an oak tree, with its branches extending outwards and the image of a colonial-style scene in the background. The charter oak was the location where the colony of Connecticut famously hid its royal charter in 1687 to protect it from British authorities, and it became a symbol of the state's independence. Around the oak tree you'll find the inscriptions Connecticut, the Constitution State, and the year 1999. The obverse of the Connecticut quarter features the same design as all U.S. quarters, showing a portrait of George Washington, which was designed by John Flanagan and has been used on the quarter since 1932. When it comes to the coin's specifications, the 1999 Connecticut quarter is made of the standard composition for U.S. quarters, 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and features a reeded edge. Like other state quarters, the Connecticut coin was minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, with each mint adding a distinctive mint mark to the coin. As for its value, the 1999 Connecticut quarter is generally worth face value, or 25 cents, if it has been heavily circulated. However, the coin's value can increase if it's in excellent condition, particularly for coins that have been graded as uncirculated. Uncirculated coins, or those with higher grades, can be worth anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on their condition and whether they are part of a proof set. Proof coins, which were minted at the San Francisco Mint for collectors, are typically worth more due to their higher quality and limited mintage. There are also error coins that collectors look for, including coins with misprints or other abnormalities that can raise their value. However, these errors are rare, and unless you happen to find one, most 1999 Connecticut quarters will not carry much more than their face value. In conclusion, the 1999 Connecticut State Quarter is a great addition to any collection, both for its historical significance and as part of the highly popular 50 State Quarters program. While the coin is generally worth face value, certain high-quality or proof versions may carry a higher price, and error coins can be a valuable find for collectors. If you come across one of these quarters, make sure to check its condition and mint mark, as these factors can affect its value and collectability. Next, the 1986 Washington Quarter is a part of the regular circulation series and holds a standard value for most coins from this era. The design on the obverse of the 1986 quarter, like all Washington quarters minted since 1932, features a portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse design depicts an eagle, symbolizing the United States of America, and E Pliabus Unum around the image. This design was in place from 1932 until 1998, before being replaced with the 50-state quarters program in 1999. The 1986 quarter is made of the typical composition for U.S. quarters from that era, consisting of 90.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, and it weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters with a reeded edge. In terms of value, the 1986 Washington Quarter is worth face value under 25 cents if it is heavily circulated. Most coins from this time period are found in average circulated condition and will not carry any premium over their face value. However, if the coin is in uncirculated condition, it may have a slightly higher value. An uncirculated 1986 Washington Quarter could range in value from $1 to $3, depending on its grade. Proof versions of the 1986 Quarter, which were minted for collectors, are generally more valuable than regular circulation coins. Proof coins are made with higher quality standards, and they are usually struck with more care, resulting in sharper details and a glossy mirror-like finish. A proof 1986 quarter can be worth anywhere from $5 to $10, or even more, depending on its condition and whether it's part of a proof set. For collectors, the key factors that influence the value of the 1986 Washington Quarter are its condition and whether it is a proof coin or an uncirculated specimen. Most 1986 quarters, unless in excellent condition or part of a collector's set, are not particularly rare, so they typically won't command significant premiums. However, higher-grade examples, such as those with sharp details and minimal wear, are always more desirable for serious collectors. In conclusion, unless you have a proof version or a well-preserved uncirculated coin, the 1986 Washington Quarter will likely only be worth face value. However, for collectors, this coin is still a valuable part of the larger Washington Quarter series, and it can become an interesting piece in a more extensive coin collection. First up, begin with the 1980 D Lincoln cent. Minted in Denver, this penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Cent series, which debuted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1980, the cent featured the familiar memorial reverse design, introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. On the obverse, we find Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has stood the test of time. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1980, accompanied by the D mint mark to signify the Denver Mint. The reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. If you look closely, you can even see a tiny representation of Lincoln seated in the memorial, a detail that showcases the artistry and precision of the design. In 1980, the Denver Mint produced a staggering 5.14 billion Lincoln cents. The coin is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a composition used until 1982, when the mint transitioned to a primarily zinc-based planche. Circulated examples of the 1980 penny are generally worth face value. However, uncirculated coins can fetch between 25 cents and $1, depending on their condition. Coins graded MS65 or higher can command even higher prices, with some specimens selling for $5 to $10. Proof-like strikes, or those with strong red coloration, are particularly desirable to collectors. Mint errors can significantly enhance a coin's value. For the 1980 penny, look out for double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes. These errors are rare and can sell for anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on their severity and appeal. The 1980 penny is a favorite among collectors seeking to complete a Lincoln Cent collection. Its high mintage ensures availability, but finding pristine examples with minimal wear and vibrant luster can be a rewarding challenge. Next up, we turn to the 1990 Lincoln Cent, another fascinating coin in the series. By this year, the Lincoln Cent had undergone several changes, reflecting the evolving needs and technologies of the U.S. Mint. The 1990 penny was part of a transitional period in U.S. coinage. Since 1982, pennies had been struck on a copper-plated zinc planchet, reducing production costs while maintaining the coin's iconic appearance. The obverse continues to feature Brenner's Lincoln portrait, while the reverse still showcases the Lincoln Memorial. Inscriptions include "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and 1 cent. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 6.85 billion 1990 pennies, while the Denver Mint struck another 4.92 billion. The coin's composition is 97.5% zinc, with a 2.5% copper plating, making it lighter than its predecessors. Circulated examples are generally worth face value, but uncirculated coins can fetch between 10 cents and $1. High-grade coins, MS67 or above, are rare and can command prices upwards of $20. Additionally, proof coins struck at the San Francisco Mint are highly collectible, with values ranging from $5 to $10. Collectors should keep an eye out for error coins, such as those with die cracks, off-center strikes, or missing plating. A notable error for the 1990 Lincoln Cent is the No S proof coin, where the mint mark is absent. These rare proofs can sell for thousands of dollars at auction. The 1990 Lincoln Cent is a staple for modern coin collectors. Its affordability and availability make it an excellent starting point for new collectors, while error coins and high-grade specimens provide challenges for experienced numismatists. Next up, let's explore the 1967 Lincoln Cent, a coin minted during a unique period in U.S. numismatic history. The 1967 penny was struck during a time of transition and experimentation at the U.S. Mint. Due to a coin shortage in the early 1960s, the Mint eliminated mint marks from all coins minted between 1965 and 1967 to discourage hoarding and streamline production. As with other Lincoln Cents, the obverse features Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse displays Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design. Without a mint mark, it's impossible to determine whether a 1967 penny was struck in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. The 1967 penny was produced in large quantities, with over 3.48 billion coins minted. It retains the traditional composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a weight of 3.11 grams. Circulated 1967 pennies are typically worth face value, but uncirculated examples can fetch between 20 cents and $1. High-grade coins, MS66 or higher, are more valuable, with prices ranging from $10 to $50. special mint sets, MS-67, and these coins often feature superior strikes and finishes, making them desirable to collectors. While mint marks were absent in 1967, other eras and varieties can still be found. Look for doubled dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes. These errors can significantly increase a coin's value, with prices ranging from $50 to several $100s, depending on their rarity and condition. The 1967 Lincoln cent holds historical significance as part of the no mint mark period. It's a popular choice for collectors of Lincoln cents, offering an affordable yet intriguing piece of U.S. numismatic history. Next up, let's begin with the 1972 Denver Mint. Minted at the Denver Mint, this penny is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birth anniversary. By 1972, the Lincoln cent featured the memorial reverse design, created in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The obverse of the 1972 D penny displays Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, with the inscription, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1972, alongside the D mint mark for Denver. On the reverse, Frank Gasparo's design of the Lincoln Memorial showcases an intricate depiction of Lincoln seated within the memorial, a remarkable detail visible under magnification. The Denver Mint struck approximately 2.66 billion 1972 D Lincoln cents. These coins were composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a standard composition for pennies before 1982. Their weight is 3.11 grams, and their reddish hue is especially attractive in well-preserved examples. Circulated 1972 D pennies are typically worth face value, but uncirculated coins can range from 25 cents to $1, depending on condition. Coins graded MS-65 or higher can fetch $5 to $15, with bright red specimens commanding premium prices. Errors like double dies, repunched mint marks, or off-center strikes can increase the value significantly, with some examples selling for hundreds of dollars. The 1972 D penny's widespread production makes it accessible for collectors. However, finding high-grade examples with minimal wear and vibrant luster can be a rewarding challenge, especially for those completing a full Lincoln set. Next up, we explore the 1981 Lincoln Sink. By 1981, the Lincoln Sink's iconic design remained largely unchanged, but it marked the final year of consistent copper composition before the transition to copper-plated zinc planchets in 1982. The obverse continues to feature Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, while the reverse displays Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial. Inscriptions include United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and 1 cent. The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 7.49 billion 1981 pennies, while the Denver Mint struck another 5.37 billion, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins. The 1981 penny's composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc makes it heavier than later zinc-based pennies. Circulated examples of the 1981 penny are generally worth face value, but uncirculated coins can sell for 10 cents to $1. High-grade coins, particularly those graded MS-67 or higher, are rarer and can command $20 to $50. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, characterized by their mirror-like finish, are highly collectible and typically valued between $3 and $10. Collectors should be on the lookout for errors such as die cracks, off-center strikes, or doubled dies. These anomalies can significantly enhance the coin's value. Notably, a 1981 penny with a major error like a clipped plancade or striking anomaly could sell for several $100s. The 1981 Lincoln cent is a favorite among collectors of late copper pennies. Its historical significance as one of the last years of the traditional composition adds to its appeal, making it a must-have for enthusiasts of the series. Next up, let's examine the 1964 Lincoln cent. This coin is notable for being one of the last pennies struck before the widespread removal of silver from circulating U.S. coins in 1965. The obverse of the 1964 penny features Brenner's timeless depiction of Abraham Lincoln, accompanied by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1964. The reverse continues with Gasparo's Lincoln Memorial design, showcasing the intricate artistry that has become synonymous with the series. In 1964, the U.S. Mint produced an astounding 6.65 billion pennies at the Philadelphia Mint and another 3.79 billion at the Denver Mint. Special mint sets, SMS, were not issued in 1964, but proof coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, catering to collectors. The 1964 penny retains the traditional copper composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. Its rich copper color makes uncirculated examples particularly attractive to collectors. Circulated 1964 pennies are generally worth face value, but uncirculated examples can fetch 15 cents to $1. High-grade coins, MS-66 or above, can sell for $10 to $50, with exceptionally well-preserved specimens commanding even higher prices. Proof coins from 1964 are highly sought after and can range from $5 to $20, depending on their condition. Error coins are another exciting aspect of the 1964 penny. Look for doubled dies, die cracks, or off-center strikes. These errors can increase the coin's value dramatically, with some rare examples fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. The 1964 Lincoln cent holds historical significance as a prelude to major changes in U.S. coinage. Its high mintage ensures its availability, but its role in the broader story of American coinage makes it a valuable addition to any collection. Next up, the 1978 U.S. 1-cent coin was minted during a time of significant economic shifts in America. In the late 1970s, the United States faced challenges like high inflation, the aftermath of the 1973 oil crisis, and an overall economic downturn. Despite these pressures, the U.S. Mint continued its operations and kept the production of coins, including the penny, on schedule. The economic environment during the late 1970s also saw a continuation of the Mint's decision to use a copper-based alloy for the coin's composition. This would remain unchanged until 1982, when the U.S. government decided to reduce the copper content due to rising metal prices. The 1978 penny is therefore considered one of the last traditional copper pennies produced before the transition. The design of the 1978 penny was part of the long-standing tradition of U.S. coinage. For over 6 decades, the 1-cent coin featured a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. The design remained unchanged from its introduction in 1909. The obverse of the 1978 penny features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Above Lincoln's head, the inscription reads, "Liberty," while the phrase, "In God We Trust," is located just above Lincoln's shoulder. The year 1978 is inscribed at the bottom of the coin, marking the date of minting. The edge of the coin features E pluribus unum, which translates to "out of many, one," a nod to the unity of the United States. The reverse side of the 1978 penny features a simple yet symbolic design. A pair of olive branches surround a central shield with the words 1 cent prominently displayed. This design, also created by Victor David Brenner, has remained on the penny since its introduction. Next up, the 1977 U.S. 1-cent coin, also known as the penny, is a significant piece of American coinage that offers a glimpse into the economic and political climate of the late 1970s. The penny has long been a symbol of the United States and is one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. Its design, history, and changes of its time, and it remains a coin of interest for collectors and enthusiasts today. The 1977 penny was minted during a time of economic instability in the United States. The country was grappling with high inflation and unemployment rates due to the effects of the 1973 oil crisis and the global economic recession that followed. These challenges were compounded by the political fallout from the Watergate scandal, which had led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon in 1974. In 1977, President Jimmy Carter was in office, facing an economy characterized by rising prices, high energy costs, and other financial difficulties. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint continued to produce the 1-cent coin in large quantities to meet the public demand for smaller denominations. The design of the 1977 penny remained consistent with the familiar Lincoln portrait that had been used on the coin since 1909. The obverse of the coin features a profile portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, sculpted by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln is depicted facing right, with the word "liberty" inscribed above his head, the phrase "In God We Trust" on the left side, and the year 1977 beneath his shoulder. The reverse of the coin showcases the Union Shield design, which features a pair of olive branches and a central shield symbolizing strength and unity. Above the shield is the inscription "United States of America," while 1 cent appears in large letters beneath the shield. The motto "E pluribus unus," meaning "out of many, one," is found along the bottom edge of the coin. This design has been a hallmark of the penny since its introduction in 1909. The 1977 penny was minted in large quantities to meet the demands of circulation, with a total of 6, 5, 2, 8, 3, 6, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1 cent coins produced that year. This high mintage makes the 1977 penny one of the most common coins in circulation, and, as a result, it is relatively easy to find. The vast majority of these coins were struck at the Philadelphian pennies produced at that location. Smaller quantities were produced at the Denver and San Francisco mints, which struck approximately 801 million and 224 million pennies, respectively. Given the high mintage, the 1977 penny is not considered rare, and in most cases it is valued at its face value of 1 cent. However, some uncirculated examples and well-preserved specimens of the 1977 penny may hold a slightly higher value, especially if they exhibit characteristics such as sharp details and minimal wear. Now, the value of the 1977 penny largely depends on its condition, with higher quality coins commanding a premium among collectors. Coins that are in near mint or uncirculated condition can fetch anywhere from a few cents to a few dollars, depending on the specifics of the coin's preservation. Errors on the 1977 penny are relatively rare, but they do exist. Some collectors seek out pennies with errors, such as double strikes, off-center impressions, or die cracks, as these can significantly increase the value of the coin. For example, if a 1977 penny were to have an off-center strike or a noticeable doubling of the design elements, it would be considered a more valuable error coin. These types of coins are particularly sought after by error coin collectors, who are willing to pay a premium for specimens with unique and rare characteristics. While the 1977 penny is not considered one of the most valuable coins in the United States minting history, it holds a place of importance in the world of coin collecting due to its association with the historical events of the time. The economic difficulties of the 1970s, the continued circulation of the penny, and the changes that would later come to the coin's composition and design make the 1977 penny a valuable piece of American numismatic history. Additionally, the 1977 penny continues to be an interesting coin for collectors because of its consistent availability, potential errors, and its connection to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln, whose image has adorned the penny for over a century. Next up, let's shift gears and talk about the 2008 US 1 cent coin, another pivotal year in the history of the penny. The 2008 penny marked the final year of the presidential dollar coin series. The coin itself did not undergo a major design change, but it was part of a larger shift in US coinage during that time. The economic environment of 2008 was dominated by the housing crisis and the financial meltdown, which led to a deep recession. This caused the US Mint to adjust its production strategies, including a temporary halt in certain coin denominations due to the economic climate. The 2008 penny retained the same Lincoln portrait on the obverse that had been used for nearly a century. However, the reverse side of the 2008 penny featured a significant update as part of a multi-year program that honored the bicentennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The reverse of the 2008 penny showcased the first of 4 designs celebrating Lincoln's legacy. This particular reverse design depicted a log cabin, symbolizing the humble beginnings of Abraham Lincoln's life in a log cabin in Kentucky. The design is a tribute to Lincoln's early years and is one of 4 reverse designs that would be released over several years to commemorate his life. The obverse of the 2008 penny, with its enduring Lincoln portrait, continued to bear the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 2008, with "E Pluribus Unum" inscribed along the edge of the coin. In 2008, the US Mint produced the 2008 penny in large numbers to meet the ongoing demand for 1 cent coins. The total mintage for the 2008 penny was over 5.3 billion coins, making it another year with an abundant production of pennies. However, much like the 1978 penny, the mintage numbers alone do not define the coin's collectability. The 2008 penny, especially with the new reverse design, caught the attention of many collectors, particularly those who were interested in completing the full set of Lincoln bicentennial pennies, which would feature 4 distinct reverse designs celebrating different milestones in Lincoln's life. For collectors, the 2008 penny is particularly noteworthy because it marks a turning point in the design history of the US 1 cent coin. Coins from this year, especially those in mint condition, have become part of a larger collection of Lincoln bicentennial pennies, making them highly sought after. The value of a 2008 penny in circulated condition is typically still around 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples of the 2008 penny, especially those with pristine finishes, can range in value from $1 to $2. Proof versions of the 2008 penny can be even more valuable, fetching between $3 and $5 or more, depending on condition and the specific proofs set in which they were included. Errors on the 2008 penny are also an area of interest for collectors. The US Mint did produce some 2008 pennies with notable minting errors, such as double strikes or off-center coins. These error coins can be worth much more than their standard counterparts, with some selling for upwards of $20 to $30 or even more, depending on the rarity and condition of the error. Lastly, the 1994 US 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, is an essential part of American coinage and is widely recognized in circulation. As one of the most common coins produced by the US Mint, the 1994 penny carries a history and significance that extends beyond its modest face value. To understand its place in the world of numismatics, it is important to examine the coin's historical context, design features, mintage, market value, and any errors or unique characteristics that may influence its desirability among collectors. The 1994 penny was minted during a period of relative economic stability in the United States. The 1990s were marked by strong economic growth, low inflation, and a booming stock market. The decade was also defined by the administration of President Bill Clinton, whose policies focused on reducing the federal budget deficit and promoting economic expansion. This period of prosperity contrasted with the high inflation and economic challenges faced in the 1970s and early 1980s, when the penny experienced fluctuations in its design and composition. In 1994, the penny continued to serve as an essential piece of everyday currency, used for small transactions across the country. As for the design of the 1994 penny, it retained the classic features that have been associated with the coin for over 80 years. The obverse of the penny features a profile portrait of Abraham Lincoln, created by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, has been depicted on the penny since its introduction in 1909. The 1994 penny features the familiar image of Lincoln facing right with the word liberty inscribed above his head and the phrase "In God we trust" to the left. The year of minting, 1994, is placed beneath Lincoln's shoulder with the inscription "E pluribus unum" located along the edge. This design has become iconic and is one of the most recognized in the history of American coinage. On the reverse side of the 1994 penny, the design remained unchanged from the previous years, featuring the Union shield. The reverse shows a shield with two olive branches on either side, representing peace, and the central shield symbolizing unity and strength. The words "United States of America" are inscribed along the top edge, with 1 cent in large letters across the center. Below the shield is the motto "E pluribus unum." This design, also by Brenner, has been used on the penny for decades, and in 1994, it continued to serve as a lasting symbol of American unity. The composition of the 1994 penny remained consistent with that of previous years. The penny was still made primarily of copper, specifically 95% copper and 5% zinc. This composition would continue until 1982, when rising copper prices led the US Mint to switch to a copper-plated zinc mixture. As the 1994 penny was still composed of mostly copper, it has a distinct reddish-brown color that collectors and the public recognize today. In terms of mintage, the 1994 penny was produced in large quantities to meet the needs of circulating currency. A total of 7, 1, 2, 6, 9, 5, 1, 0, 0, 0 pennies were minted in 1994, making it one of the highest mintage years for the penny. The production of these coins was spread across several US Mint facilities. The Philadelphia Mint produced the lion's share of the pennies that year, with approximately 6.1 billion coins struck. The Denver Mint also played a significant role in producing the 1994 penny, minting around 1 billion coins. The San Francisco Mint did not produce any regular circulation pennies in 1994, which was sold as part of proof sets. Because of the enormous mintage, the 1994 penny is considered quite common in the world of coin collecting. Most of the 1994 pennies in circulation have been worn down by years of use, resulting in coins with significant signs of wear and tear. As a result, a 1994 penny in circulated condition is worth only its face value of 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples of the 1994 penny, particularly those in gem quality or near mint condition, can be more valuable to collectors. The value of an uncirculated 1994 penny may range from a few cents to a couple of dollars, depending on its quality and whether it is graded by a professional numismatic organization. The 1954 Lincoln wheat penny, one of the last years of the iconic wheat design before it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. And this particular penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the D mint mark on the reverse side. The reverse design features two wheat stalks, framing the words 1 cent. These wheat stalks were part of the original design by engraver Victor David Brenner, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. And of course, the obverse displays President Abraham Lincoln, designed by the same engraver. Now, let's talk numbers. The 1954 Lincoln wheat penny was minted in large quantities, with over 1.1 billion pennies produced at the Denver Mint that year. That makes it a common coin today, but it's still one to keep an eye out for, especially in higher grades. Because of its high mintage, most 1954 pennies are fairly easy to find, and in terms of rarity, it doesn't stand out as much as some of the other key dates in the Lincoln Wheat series. However, there are still certain conditions that can dramatically affect its value. Point collectors know that condition is everything. The value of a 1954 penny can vary significantly, depending on its grade. Let's break it down. In low grades, such as good or very good, VG8, you're looking at a value of about 5 to 10 cents. These are coins that have been in circulation for decades, showing signs of wear. As the grade increases to fine or very fine, VF20, the value can rise to around 10 to 20 cents. These coins still show some wear, but the details of Lincoln's portrait and the wheat stalks are more visible. Now, if you have a 1954 penny in excellent condition, such as about uncirculated AU50 or even mint state, MS60 and higher, you could see values between $1 to $5 and sometimes even higher depending on how pristine the coin is. Uncirculated coins, especially those in higher grades like MS65, can fetch up to $20 or more, so if you find one of these in your collection, you might have a nice little surprise. Now, what about rare variations or errors? Well, the 1954 doesn't have many famous errors, but it's always worth checking for common mistakes like off-center strikes or doubling. These could make your penny more valuable if the error is significant enough. While the 1954 isn't known for major error varieties, a noticeable double die could still fetch a premium. Keep your eyes peeled. Next, the Lincoln Wheat Penny, or just Wheat Penny, as many collectors call it, was produced by the United States Mint from 1909 to 1958. It features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, you'll find two wheat stalks framing the words 1 cent, hence the name Wheat Penny. Now, let's focus on the 1954 S. The S mint mark indicates that this penny was minted in San Francisco, and it's one of the last years in the wheat series. But what makes the 1954 S special? Let's take a closer look. The 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny had a mintage of approximately 93.7 million coins. Now, while this is quite a high mintage compared to other key dates in the series, the 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny is still a popular coin among collectors because of its place in the transition between the classic wheat design and the later memorial design. Since the 1954 S is not as rare as other key dates like the 1909 SVDB or the 1914 D, it's still relatively affordable for most collectors. But its value can vary based on condition, rarity in higher grades, and market demand. Speaking of value, let's talk about the 1954's worth. Coin values are determined by several factors, most importantly the coin's grade or condition. Here's a breakdown of the approximate values based on the grade. A 1954 S in good condition might be worth around 25 cents to 50 cents. Fine. In fine condition, it could range from 50 cents to $1. Very fine. A coin in very fine condition might fetch between $1 to $2. In extremely fine condition, the value can go up to $3 to $5. Now, here's where things get exciting. A 1954 S in uncirculated condition could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50 or more, depending on the quality and market demand. As with all coins, finding a 1954 S in exceptional condition, especially in M65 or higher, can significantly increase its value. So, always check for key details like the sharpness of the wheat lines and the overall wear on Lincoln's portrait. Let's take a step back and talk about the historical context of the 1954 silken wheat penny. At the 1950s, the wheat penny was nearing its end, as the US Mint had already begun testing out new designs for the cent, which would later become the memorial cent in 1959. The 1954 S, along with other late-series wheat pennies, was minted in a time of post-war economic growth. The country was booming, and the demand for everyday currency like the penny was strong. However, the coin would soon be replaced, making the wheat design a nostalgic and historic piece for collectors today. Here's a fun fact. The 1954 S is also known for being one of the years with a notable number of die varieties, so it's a great year for variety hunters. Keep an eye out for any repunched mint marks or unique die cracks on your 1954's penny. Those can add value to the coin. Now that you know the history and value, how do you find a 1954's Lincoln wheat penny for your collection? You can start by checking through rolls of pennies from the 1950s, especially if you're looking for coins in high-grade condition. Estate sales, coin shops, and online auctions are also great places to hunt for this classic coin. Next, minted in 1955 at the Denver Mint, the D on the coin signifies its origin. As with all Lincoln wheat pennies, it's made of 95% copper with a weight of 3.11 grams and a diameter of 19 min. Now, let's step back in time for a moment. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. But in 1955, it was just another year for the series, and the 1955 D became a part of the regular production at the Denver Mint. Now, let's talk about value. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1955 D Lincoln wheat penny, its worth can vary depending on a few factors, like condition and whether or not it's been preserved well over the years. In good condition, you might expect to pay around 15 cents to 30 cents for a 1955 D penny, but, as with all coins, the value can skyrocket depending on the grade. A coin in mint state, especially one with no visible wear and a strong strike, can be worth anywhere from $1 to $5 or more. For those of you unfamiliar with coin grading, here's a quick rundown. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A coin in higher grades, like MS65 or above, can be valued much higher. And if your 1955 D penny is in excellent condition, it could fetch a pretty penny at auction. Speaking of value, did you know that there's something extra special about the 1955 D Lincoln wheat penny? That's right. The 1955 DDO, or double die obverse, is one of the most famous varieties of this coin. The double die obverse is a result of a minting error where the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing a double image on the obverse of the penny. This can often be seen clearly in the "Liberty and In God We Trust" inscriptions, where the letters appear doubled. If you find a 1955 DDO, it's a coin worth holding onto. Depending on its condition, a 1955 D double die obverse penny can be worth anywhere from $100 to over $1,000. Some of the highest grade examples have even sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. So, how do you spot a 1955 D double die obverse? You'll need a good magnifying glass or a loupe. Look carefully at the lettering and the date. If the images appear blurry or doubled, you've found a rare and valuable variety. Next, the 1955's Lincoln wheat penny is part of the famous wheat cent series that was minted from 1909 to 1958. The S on the coin stands for the San Francisco Mint, where this particular penny was struck. The coin features the familiar design, Abraham Lincoln, on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing America's agricultural roots. This penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, and its diameter measures 19 mm, making it about the size of a standard modern penny. Now, let's take a trip back in time to the year 1955. The US economy was on the rise following World War II, and the demand for coins was high. However, the 1955's penny stands out due to its relatively low mintage. Only about 60 million 1955's pennies were struck, which is far fewer than some of the other pennies from that era. making it more sought after by collectors. Despite its lower mintage, the 1955's wheat penny isn't considered a super rare coin, but it holds significant value to collectors, especially in higher grades. Let's talk about the features and what makes this penny unique. As with all Lincoln wheat pennies, the 1955 S has the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front, along with the inscription Liberty and the year 1955. On the reverse, you'll find the wheat stalks, along with the words E pluribus unum and 1 cent. One important note: the 1955 S penny is sometimes confused with a famous error coin, the 1955 double die penny. While the 1955 double die is a rare and valuable find, the 1955 S doesn't have this double die feature. Still, it's an important coin in its own right. So, how much is a 1955's Lincoln wheat penny worth? Well, it depends on the coin's condition. In general, a 1955's penny in good condition could be worth around 10 to 15 cents. If it's in fine condition, it could be worth about 25 to 50 cents. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition, where the coin looks almost brand new, can fetch significantly higher prices, up to $3 to $5 or more, depending on the quality. The highest prices are typically for coins graded MS65 or higher, with some going for $15 or more at auctions or from private dealers. If you're a collector, this penny might be a great addition to your set. While not the rarest wheat penny out there, the 1955C offers a nice balance of history and scarcity, making it valuable to collectors of all experience levels. Always be sure to check the condition of your coin, and, if you have one in great shape, consider getting it graded by a professional for the best possible value. So there you have it, folks. Everything you need to know about the 1955 Lincoln wheat penny. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned pro, this coin is a classic piece of American history with an interesting story behind it. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more coin value and history content. Until next time, happy collecting!